Come on, girl. Let's shoot this content.
Come on, girl. Let's go.
Hey, guys. Welcome back to NEMT Van Talks. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Monica.
And we got some tips for our ladies.
Yes, we do.
If you are transporting passengers, we got some helpful tips for you. So stay tuned.
Okay, ladies. So our first tip, you want to always be vigilant.
Ooh, yes.
You want to make sure you are checking your surroundings at all times before you hop out your vehicles. You want to make sure you know the area that you're in and be vigilant.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get caught slipping, okay?
I agree, because sometimes we are doing early morning trips, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, dialysis clients, right? So at that time of the day, it's usually not well lit outside. It's really dark. So like Monica said, you definitely want to be vigilant and check your surroundings when you're getting out of your car into your vehicle. Also, it goes above and beyond that, right? So when you're picking up that client, pay attention to their behavior, right? Yes. Are they acting irritable? Do you sense danger from them? Do they seem upset, aggressive? Those are all the things that you want to keep in mind.
Absolutely. And especially if you know that client has a history of being aggressive. If they have been aggressive before in the past, if you have noted in your file like this particular client has a history of being aggressive, this happened on this trip, like you want to remember those things, right? And trust your instinct when you're picking up that person, and just be mindful of any previous incidents that occurred with that particular client.
Yeah, that's a great point, because as a transportation provider, like, drivers should be notating when passengers are acting in an aggressive manner, right? So as a female driver, usually dispatchers send you guys the trips in advance, right? So as a female driver, you should be looking over your manifest, like looking over your schedule to one, see what area you're going to be transporting in, right? How is this area? Is this a dangerous area? Is this an area you want to go in, or is it an area that you want to stay away from? But also look at the client's profile, like Monica said, those notes. Look at each one of their profiles to make sure, you know, everything looks good, because you should be looking over the profile anyways, because we offer ambulatory, and I'm saying, when I say we, I'm referring to our NEMT providers. We offer ambulatory wheelchair and gurney services. So you need to be looking over your schedule as a driver to make sure that you can accommodate the level of service that's on your schedule for the day. So it's not really like you're really doing an extra step, because this is something you should be doing anyway,
right? And then also too, you know, you want to make sure you are familiar with those areas that you're going to visit the following day. So that's another reason why you should definitely be looking over your manifest too, because if you're not familiar with the area, like, another reason why you need to be more vigilant when you do go into that area. So that is, you know, something you definitely want to keep in mind as well. They gonna try it, but you need to keep and set those boundaries with these clients, okay? I don't care how much Pop say he got SSI or whatever disability, girl, it is not enough. Set those boundaries. Do not cross those boundaries, and make sure your clients respect you, okay? We have heard horror stories too many times where the driver started dating the client and it didn't go well.
But that's because the clients got too comfortable. And it all goes to
the drivers got comfortable as well, because you can only do, I mean, it takes two. And so if the drivers wasn't crossing those boundaries as well, then, you know, I don't think it would have happened.
Yeah, well, it's important to definitely maintain your level of professionalism.
Very cool.
You shouldn't be having, you know, clients get really, really nosy. I'm not gonna lie. They want to know who you are, where you from, where you live, are you married, you're not married. Like some of y'all noticing that I don't have a ring on my finger, but that's okay. But, you know, stay away from those personal conversations, like those conversations about where you live. Are you married? Where your kids at?
Right.
How many kids you got? What you doing for the 4th of July? Ooh.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being friendly and personable, but my rule of thumb is I always refer it back to them. So the same question they asked me, I'd be like, well, tell me about your family. Like, don't try to get all in my business. Like, I refer that question back to them somehow. Because they do, like, and I get it. Sometimes people are lonely, they just want to have conversation, but still you want to make sure that you maintain that professionalism at all times, because sometimes they think y'all become friends, just a lot of other things happen, and you don't want to find yourself in those situations.
Yeah, but ultimately, I think it's important for us as women to trust our intuitions. If something doesn't feel right, if we feel uncomfortable, then you should not be obligated to, take on any trip that you do. I would definitely, and honestly, and this is for not only my boss ladies, but also for women that are in any avenue of rideshare, right? You need to trust your intuition. If it doesn't feel right, it's not worth that $1, that $2, $3, $4. Just nip it in the bud for sure.
And then also make sure you maintain contact with your dispatchers. Like, even if you're picking up a trip that is not on route and off schedule, make sure that someone knows where you're at all times. You want to make sure you have someone to emergency contact just in case something happens. So you want to make sure that they know your whereabouts. And of course, most of the time they can track your vehicles, but still, technology can fail us sometime, and technology may not be working as efficient as it should be sometimes. So you still want to just make sure, like, people know your whereabouts as well.
Girl, and you better know how to boop, boop, boop.
Should be the main one. Monica,
I'm not a fighter, but you know what? I will boop somebody in the face, okay? So if you gotta go take a little self-defense class. Actually, my daughter's in karate, girl.
So you done learn some moves?
I haven't learned no moves, but I'm making sure that she got her moves down pat. So when I am ready to learn, I'll be like, okay, girl, hook your mama up.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's, if you are not, I know how to move my hands. I know how to do what I got to do. I got to chokehold somebody. Like, I could do it. I know I can. Even though I'm non-violent, I don't believe in violence. But if someone's attacking me, if someone is attacking me, I think, or I believe that I can get myself out of that situation.
Okay.
Because God got me covered, girl.
All right, God, keep it covered.
But ultimately, you guys, I think that if you are encountering any problems as far as verbal abuse, sexual touch, whatever, inappropriate behavior, whatever, you should be reporting those incidents, right? So for us as business owners, if we're transporting and we are encountering those problems, if we are transporting a client that's maybe from a skilled nursing facility, we will go ahead and write a report for our books, but we're also going to speak to the department administrator to express our concerns, right? And hopefully they rectify the issue. If it's a client that we're transporting for an NEMT broker, we're going to speak with that broker and report the inappropriate behavior that we are experiencing with that particular health plan member. If it is a private pay client, private pay, you're gonna have to go, because we're not tolerating it.
And then just to go back to add to whoever you speak with when you're reporting these concerns, you want to put that in your incident report. And the reason why is because you want to make sure you're covering yourself, because you don't know what that client is going to go back and report to the facility. So you want to make sure you report it and you document it in your incident report. And this is your internal document that you keep within your company. So you want to make sure you document all of that information
and be very detailed.
Yes, be very detailed, because you never know what could happen, and you want to make sure you keeping your paperwork in line.
But ultimately, we hope that as women that are in the transportation field, regardless of what avenue of transportation you're in, we hope and pray that you are safe. You remain safe. We are safe. But you know, things do happen, so we definitely wanted to give you guys some tips to see you through that process, so you ain't caught off guard. Because y'all gonna be like, something happened, you be like, okay, I already seen the MJ video, I'm ready. What you want? Anyways, ladies, we love you
as always.